Alright, so we got this person. He's really important. We gotta keep an eye on him all day. We're not sure what's going to happen because someone's got to keep an eye on him.
All right. Well, we'll go in shifts. Got to make sure we keep him safe, right? All right, good plan.
20 minutes later.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of Digimon Ghost Game, Moment of Eternity. For those of you who haven't seen our episodes before, we go very in-depth into these episodes, so if you're worried about spoilers, you may wish to look away and come back at a later time. And this episode still doesn't really have much,
overall plot, but
it is more interesting than...
Yes, and it's memory of eternity, not moment.
Memory. Oh, did I say moment?
I believe so.
I forgot. My memory's not so good.
Does it last for eternity?
No. And so, as we dive into the episode, it starts with...
the same opening narration from our friend the Ghost Narrator.
Since episode 2. Moving on. We start with a Digimon lying on a beach and has that phasing digital look like we've seen not very often in this season.
No.
But we see the blue dust starting to come off of him. And this Digimon, though I don't know if we ever are actually told this Digimon's name this
Shadramon.
episode. Okay. It is Shadramon. However you
However you pronounce that, yeah.
Another armor Digivolve.
Yep.
Had a few of those around. And seems very scared. Like, he doesn't want to. I don't want to forget everybody. I don't want to.
Work this hard to get to this world just to die in a stupid battle.
Which we never see will.
What it fought with, yeah.
Never will come up again, really, of what that was.
And it hears a voice saying that it can help it keep its memories. So it won't forget if it turns into Digitama.
So, in its final moments, like, yes, please, anything. I don't care. Just help me. And so these little red lights come down, and there's become like these little red robots looking things that swirl around him as he fades and deletes, and what forms behind is this weird crystalline, almost rock.
Yeah, not a cube, not a circle. It's we'll learn what it's called later.
Yes. And so we see a mechanical hand reaching out
and picking it up,
and immediately I was like, is that Datamon?
Datamon, Nanomon,
Nanomon, whichever you might want to call him. And so, but that's all we get to see of it for now, so wasn't sure.
Just kind of speculation, yeah.
And so we come over to a human who seems to be
sleeping on the couch.
Why? Yeah. We'll actually find out later.
But...
And it goes up to him, and suddenly we see like his spirit come out of him in like 4 different layers
and float above him.
And the top one is all got like the wireframe of like a digital. What is?
What? Well, this is freaky.
What is this? Okay. And he plants that little red thing right in the center, like right near where his heart or sternum or solar plex, all right in the center would be, and it seems to like spread out into him, and the spirit,
and then the sandwich spirits sandwich together again and back into the body. Yep.
Yes. And so
this is different.
And through this human, the dead Digimon will chuckle. And so we seem to snap forward to where he wakes up, the human.
Yep. And out of his leg, it looks like a hologram ghost of this Digimon's arm.
Comes out briefly and is like, "Oh, what's that?"
And it freaks out. Yeah,
and it retreats back.
Was it a dream?
Yeah. And so we find out that this is someone who's working with Kyo. And
a professor,
And a professor
who's working on research.
A thesis.
Yeah.
We will never actually be told.
Yeah, just research. Again, this is episode 47. They couldn't possibly be working on anything plot related by this point, right?
No,
they're not.
And they're discussing the professor and Kyo are there. They're all in some computer lab like setting, and the professor and Kyo are like, should we do it now?
We're gonna have to submit as it is. And Kyo's like, no, it seems too rough.
Rigid. It's too rigid. Why is it?
This guy
sees
Namutsu.
Oh, you actually bothered to write down random human
Tamo,
number
just because you said it so many times for a while there.
Random human number 12's name?
Don't call him Tamo, because that's the 2 syllables that Gamamon can handle.
Okay. Yeah, and he sees, as he's working at a computer, the hand come out of like his stomach this time and go back in. And he's
understandably freaked out. Pulls off from the desk and runs out of the room.
Says, excuse me, and goes running out. The person's like, his head's not in the research.
And Kyosho, unlike Hiro, actually is concerned about this guy.
And follows after him as he's in the stairwell. And 2, like, almost insect-looking, like, legs are coming out of his shoulder. And Shadramon doesn't really have any legs like that. I don't really know what part
there was. Antenna or something?
Yeah, I guess. It's all, like, freaking out. I don't know what it is. And, yes, we see that Kyo also sees this. Has followed him. But what is that? I don't know. Can you tell me? You're a genius.
You seen the Hologram Ghost? What's that?
Yeah, and he seems to realize it's a Hologram Ghost. You're the genius. You can fix this, right? And, well, he doesn't immediately seem to come up with a plan except to bring everybody together. And he has a pretty good line here of, Kyoshiro, you have friends?
Yeah. Hey, dorm leader, I've got a friend or two.
I got a friend or two, yes. Just like, oh... I don't know if that's an insult or just they're like friends and can say that.
Because you've been working together for research, yeah.
I don't quite know how it was meant, but it seems kind of like a put down.
But yeah, Hiro and Gamamon are there. Gamamon because I'm the hologram excuse again.
And even with this thing poking out of him, well, actually it's not at the moment, but he seems to accept this. And Ruli is there as well.
Yep.
But we're missing 2.
Yeah, Killshore says, I want to talk to Angoramon about this. And Rule says, oh, he's at the community.
He's at a gathering, yeah. And I'm like, oh. And Jellymon, we don't know.
She's off still doing her business? Is it still helpful to everybody and free? Who knows? Or are we forgetting about that episode, those episodes where she apparently was the nicest person ever?
Yeah. And so...
and also see that Epsimon is here in his hard-to-see forms. Like, I missed him for a while.
Okay. And as they're talking about, what this could possibly be, what is it? We start to see, like, pulses in this guy's head, and simple words start to come of shiny wings, and just very simple, not quite really make a lot of sense at this point, but it's just... some words that he's using, like, oh no, I'm the only one that can hear this, right? And so it seems like they don't really have much to do. So
they ask Espeon, can you go get Angoramon for us? And he whines a little bit, then he flies out the window, and he says, wait, where's the gathering? But then we cut to the next scene, and he's back with Angoramon, so I don't know what the point of that line was.
But it's nighttime now, so it seems like it took him a while. I guess.
No one comments that it took him particularly long, so...
Yeah. And so...
Angoramon says, I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, at this point, while they were talking, they did see a part of it come out, and Gamamon made the comment that that's not a Digimon.
It is, but it isn't, or something like that. Yeah.
And so Angoramon's like, a Digimon that isn't a Digimon? I really don't know
what... the parts come out, but they're not in the holographic form, because his hand... Tamo's hand will pass through it. It doesn't seem to be solid at this point. Like holographic ghosts usually are to a human.
Yeah. And because they're saying it's not a Digimon, I'm not going to give them a hard time.
Yeah, they're explaining it. This is just weird.
This is, there's all kinds of weird things about this. Not just, do you not like body horror?
So then we cut to them all sleeping.
Yeah, he's like, you can't just leave me alone. They're like, don't worry,
I've got permission
for Hiro and I to stay out.
Late,
So they
all fall asleep.
All 3 of them.
Kyo, Gamamon, Hiro, they're all asleep.
Yep. And this is where, we start to see Shadramon's head now coming out of his shoulder and actually starts moving.
Yeah, on his own, seeming to control the body.
Because
he's asleep, maybe? I think.
Yeah, and he goes out into the back alleys or wherever exactly and knocks over some garbage cans.
And saying, yes, this is where I always went. This is where I always ate.
And for some reason, even though he's got a head,
another mouth already pumped out.
Yeah, another mouth forms right over his stomach area and seems to eat with that of the garbage that's there. And so we come back into the room and...
The morning.
They're waking up. What's that smell?
And there's a bunch of garbage there, and Tamo's like, oh my, look, my hands and my feet are so dirty, but how could this be? I didn't do this. I didn't leave. And you look up and see his obvious footprints coming from the door.
Yeah.
It's obviously somehow, some way he did leave.
And so we contact somebody that we haven't seen for a few episodes.
It's been a while since we've seen him.
And it makes a lot of sense to call Mummy Mon.
Yes, it does.
When something like this is going on. And it's very strange. Even he is like, I'm not really sure from what you're just saying.
It seems like there's some spirits intertwined or something.
Yeah, with a phone, because it's just a phone call at this point.
So really slowing up the phone, talking to them, the heroes passing the phone over them.
And it's like, well, yes, this seems very interesting. I would like to go and
see him in person, yes.
See him in person. And to this point, Toma's all like, yes, please. You know, I would like to see him. And then we see, like, an insect-like leg come out of his spine and into the base of his...
That back of his head, but you shouldn't be able to feel this.
Yeah. He says,
you know what will happen to a doctor.
You know what will happen. And he immediately flips. And is like, oh, no, I don't want that.
I don't know if the legs all belt, because he's still talking in his mind before. So.
Yeah. So it makes it seem like he has more influence with this, but he's already been able to. So I don't really know why it was needed, but whatever. Okay,
that is there. Yeah. Shadramon does want him going to the doctor, messing up what he has planned.
Mm-hmm. And so Mummy Mon's like, huh? Well, that's a shame. Hey, if he won't come to me,
want to come here, well, I'll just have to go visit him.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Mummy Mon, he's a mummy. He's already a little creepy. But he's got a little bit of, ooh, I like this. This is interesting. He's got a bit of, huh. Got a little bit of that. And so, once again, we seem to get later in the day. Things seem to be, sunset-y.
Yep. He goes, okay, I'm going to go out to pick up some food for us.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves with Gammamon, leaving Kyosho all alone with Possessed Guy.
Yep. And so Kyo's like, oh, well, I'll make us some tea or whatever. And, hey, do you take yours with... And while he was, away for just a few seconds, we fully see that, like, the arms coming out, Shadramon's legs coming out.
Different parts of Toma's body.
The head's back, and even the wings begin to sprout. And he's like, oh, my...
Stuff. Holographic ghost state, yeah.
Yeah. With just the skinny one alone, we can take him.
Yeah.
And so we see him appear, and suddenly the glass shatters, and we see Shadramon, whatever, flying away. Like, I can fly! Like, you fully realize he's got that much control, that much of himself back.
And we have our commercial break.
Yeah. So, okay. That's
pretty interesting first half.
Yeah, definitely an interesting episode. There's a lot. Again, this is a concept you could do a lot with. This is, of course, it's Ghost Game. We know they won't.
That's why that'll ever be mentioned. Yeah. So we come back to Hero and Gammamon, who have found Jellymon apparently.
Yeah.
And we show up and back to the room, and they say, "Kyo, what happened to you?" He's tied up on the floor. When or why did he get tied up?
Yeah. When would that have happened? I don't...
Why would it do that? Why did it care?
Yeah. I have no idea why that could have happened. And so, once again, they start... Because this is escalated further, they once again start talking to...
Call up Ruli and Goramon and
Mummy Mon.
And then Goramon says, well, because Kyo saw rings, it must be a bug type.
Yeah.
And Goramon, for someone who claims to be a Digimon biologist, You suck.
There's a few Digimon with wings that are not bugs. just a few.
Here's a few images of non-bug Digimon with wings.
Yeah. And so...
But of course he's right. He is a bug type. But.
Yeah. But, and so talking to him, he begins to realize he heard they mentioned that it said being reborn. And he's like, well,
Mummymon's like, well, that's not right.
Well, yes, because Digimon are reborn, but when we do, we don't know that right away. It's just...
the concept of reborn isn't something that exists to a Digimon by itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or at least immediately when you are reborn, you don't know that. It's like a human. You have to learn about these things or something. And yeah, so there's something very much not right about what's happening. A, because it's doing this possession and taking over, but also it's doing that. And so...
Because it's a bug, because it have wings, we decided we should go visit the park.
Yeah. I mean, if they knew that's where... It turns out it returned to the point where it died.
Yes.
Where it was deleted. But there's like no way the group would know that that's the spot to go to this point.
Exactly, in this park, yeah.
So it's very interesting, and this is finally where Toma does seem to gain at least a little bit of consciousness there while they're alone, and like, hey, what are you doing? Get out of my body.
Like, yes, soon I will be reborn. It will happen. And then, well, things do happen.
Yeah, he starts to materialize. Still
in this fused form, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of really freaky now.
Yeah, where it is just as much the Digimon as it is the human, pretty much at this point, and neither one of them seem happy.
Particularly thrilled with the situation. Yes.
Yes, and so we start to hear the voice that helped him before.
Where did my math go wrong?
What? Oh, this was just an experiment. You know, I'm trying to figure out how to, make a Digimon reborn. It's fine, but that's okay. You're just the experiment. This is fine.
You're step one.
Yeah.
And this is about time Hiro and Kyoshiro and Jellymon and Gamamon
arrive on the scene, and they start to be like, what's going on? Give us Toma back. What are you doing?
And he's like, I loved him. I don't want to be fused to this human.
And we see his arms start to lift up.
Yep.
And Flare Buster, I believe is the name of his attack, and starts firing at them. They're like, what the heck? What's going on? It's not me.
Yep. And then Espimon, who came sometime, I'm assuming he was in the background, has missed them in his near invisible form.
Yeah.
I'll guess that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It creates search mode.
And zooms in really close on the guy's ear.
Yeah.
What is it with tiny Digimon in the last few episodes? We had Santa bunnies. Now we've got now we've got Datamon that fits easily in a guy's ear.
Yeah, we're in a Nanomon name, I guess.
Yeah. And yeah, it's Nanomon, Datamon, as I thought from the brief look. Yeah. I mean, you all know this Digimon if you know.
Yeah, if you're a Digimon fan, you've seen this guy.
You're well aware of this one. And yeah, he seems to be able to control this Shadramon and his weird...
His fusion thing, hybrid thing.
And yeah, he starts continually firing at them. And
but not before monologuing.
Yeah, and saying why is he doing this? It's not to help other Digimon, remember things.
Yeah, he did what he did. He turned the Sagramon who's dying into what he called a digital seed.
A memory seed, yes.
And then he digitized a human spirit
in order to plant it.
I mean, I know sometimes the theme in this series is that Digimon and humans aren't that different, but if you can digitize a human spirit.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. He plants the seed in there.
Yeah, and it didn't go quite as he expected.
It's close, but not quite.
But that's okay,
Even failed experiments, you can learn things.
You can learn things from. And
the reason he's doing all this is because he wants to do it to himself.
To be reborn, so his
keeping
knowledge...
his memory, so it keeps growing and bigger and vaster.
His knowledge and power can surpass the gods.
Yes.
Which, actually, we had Digimon earlier that were gods.
Thought they were
gods. Thought they were gods. Yeah. So I don't know if he's talking about them if he's talking about... Apparently there is kind of a Digimon god that isn't actually Yggdrasil or
Yggdrasil or human gods because you've been here long enough.
Regardless, we don't go...
Not gonna worry about that.
Don't go too deep into that. And so it keeps firing on them using this mixed body of supposedly under its control, and we get Battle
Gamamon, Tesla Gamamon, just sit there and block it, and sit there and block it.
Because they're like, what can we do? We don't want to hurt the human, we don't want to hurt Toma. So what are we gonna do?
Suddenly, from the skies!
We see a mysterious cloaked figure. Well, it's just a white lab coat, but
shooting energy bolts at it from a gun.
And it's Mummymon.
Yep. So they are saved by a Mummymon. How embarrassing! You should be ashamed.
Yeah. And so Datamon seems to realize that, this Digimon's no good.
Yeah, he could be trouble.
He could be trouble. And, well, because he's the first ultimate to show up, it actually does make some sense. And attempts to start fleeing with...
And he yells at Deldrew, snap out of it, do something besides stand there.
Yeah, what are you doing? You can't let the patient get away. And so they start to...
So Tesla... Oh, no. Because Rudley comes in with them, and we see Airdramon fly away in the background.
Oh, I didn't even see him. Okay.
He's very, very briefly. He's in the screenshot. I made sure he's in the screenshot.
Okay, so that makes sense.
That's something, yeah. Simba and Goremon was not carrying Mummymon.
Yes. And so they arrive, and Mummymon seems to think, wait, Datamon can be attracted by a magnet.
Yes.
And so we don't have one, though.
Yeah, Battle again, and Simba chasing Mom thing through the forest.
But we don't have one. Oh, yes we do.
Kyoshiro goes, we can make one.
And so we see a tentacle wrapping around Espimon.
Around Espimon.
Yes. He's like, what? And starts running after him.
Just flies off after him.
And so after a brief chase through the trees, going this way, that, it's fairly standard. They seem to be hurting him.
Even though I'm not sure how they knew the plan, because they weren't there to hear it.
Yeah.
But regardless.
But they're just trying to get in his way to keep him from fleeing, I guess.
Yeah, just keep him in the general area.
And so finally we see Tesla Jellymon bring out Espimon completely wrapped up, and we get this line, hey, my life. Why are you here, Espimon, then? If you hate this so much, what they do to you, and you're not great for them, but why are you
saying you're looking for the real hero? I mean, I know this is a big city, but you've got to have expanded your range beyond Hero's dorm room by now. Come on.
Yeah, you keep coming back. You keep inviting this. And so they channel Punishune right into the rookie and put it near the fused freak Digimon. And it does work. It attracts...
Creates electromagnet and pulls them out.
Datamon out. And the champion's attack one-shots the ultimate.
Maybe because he's in such a small state, and supposedly should be bigger, larger, maybe?
Yeah, but it's just...
Okay, this is clever. I like this.
It's clever, yeah, it's cool, but it should get him out and separate. Yeah. Then you can deal with him, but it just ends it right there, which is...
Seems a little convenient, but... Okay.
That's fine.
But still, alright, so we've taken care of the immediate threat. We still got a lot to deal with.
We still got a lot of problems. Datamon's still a problem, because, well, you won't delete him, because we know who you are. And you've got this thing. You've got...
this fusion
Fusion, and how are you going to fix it? And so, Mummymon, now that he's here, can take a really good look at him and go...
Sure, yeah, he'll fix it.
No,
this experiment defies science. I got no
defies
clue.
Medicine, defies science.
Medicine, whatever his line is. But
yeah, and he's like, I don't know what to do.
I got nothing, guys, yeah. So I'm going, wow, are we really going to a really dark place here?
It's here. And it seems like, of all people, Tesla Jellymon seems to come up with an idea. Leave it to me. And after the battle's done, we get the ultimate.
Yeah.
We get Thetismon.
Thetismon? Are we considering this a poison?
Poison? How are we going to heal this? And so she grabs hold of one of Shadramon's arms and uses her...
teleportation, not even an attack.
Right? Odin world.
Oh yeah, a do world or something.
Yeah, something like that. Again, a lot of the moves in this season are weird names that I don't necessarily remember. And she teleports.
Never seen her teleport with anything before. I mean, granted, I've only seen her teleport about twice.
Twice, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot to explore. We've really done extremely little of these from ultimate forms.
Partially because they put the timer on them to make sure battles either had to be done that quick or expired. Yeah.
But anyway.
And she just teleports and pulls the entire Shadramon with her.
Yep.
And just Shadramon.
Yeah. Even though they're connected on literally a spiritual level.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I've seen worse, but...
Yeah, it seems a little too convenient and easy. I'm going, really? We're going to get a super happy ending out of all this?
Yeah.
And Shadramon sends up to the sun.
Yes,
hey, we've been reborn!
I did it! And we see the blue sparkles starting to come down his arms and towards his face. He's like, no, I didn't. I just wanted to be, I wanted to remember, I just wanted to be reborn. And he just deletes pretty quickly.
And they're all kind of like,
without the host.
This is probably for the best. This is how it's supposed to be.
Oh, Mummymon definitely says this is for the best. And the human seems...
And he checks over the human...
Who wakes up.
Sees Mummymon's face right in his.
Ah!
And freaks out.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, blackout on Mummy.
Okay.
He goes, ah! And passes out.
Mummymon gives him the...
yeah, his physical and spiritually, he should be fit.
Yeah, to be
honest. Fit. He should
so for him, it's a happy ending.
And we see in this little almost petri dish, yeah, they've captured Nanomon or Datamon, and he's
you gotta tell me what you did.
How did you separate them? And like, no, you jerk! I'm not telling you anything.
And they're like, oh no, it looks like we're making some new.
We have a new problem now.
New experiment be starting. Then out of nowhere, someone grabs the petri dish and shoves it in her coat.
Yeah, hi, Black Automon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
helped Museamon a little while back, like 10 episodes ago or whatever. Yeah. But you're back. It just takes it.
Mine, not your problem. You can't handle this. You're not smart enough.
Yep. And
so happy ending for there too. Don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. And once again, doesn't say anything. I guess she just. At this point, probably can't talk, but I still love the thought of you guys just aren't worth it.
People aren't worth talking to.
And starts to turn away when Hero's like, "Hey, wait! Can you deliver this
leather to my dad?"
My dad.
You see her pick it up, and you see in her backpacks open a bin, a Digitamamon stuck in.
Digitamamon! Ah! I'm here for revenge. No, it's sticking out, and she just kind of nods and takes it,
grabs it,
starts just walking off,
and no one follows her.
No one. Yeah.
Lord knows we wouldn't want to follow her and figure out how she gets back and forth between the worlds so easily.
Yeah. And I mean, we know the last letter was so, pointless that what's could possibly happen from this one?
Yeah.
And Ridley does ask.
At least ask this time. Hey, what's in that letter?
And he goes, well, I asked my dad. I told my dad about, after meeting all of these Digimon, my feelings.
About all my feelings. That'll help a lot.
What is that going to do? That's not going to really do anything. Okay.
This is episode 47. We don't have many episodes left. This is supposed to be the triggering for the final plot arc. But no, it's about our Fifis.
Yeah.
Ugh. Because up to this point, this episode had been pretty darn good.
Good, yeah. The ending...
So we almost a happy ending for almost everybody, but since she's going to be reborn as a Digitama, even his isn't terrible, per se.
Yeah. And so we get our Angoramon poem, and even Ridley's like, what's that?
Well, this one was actually fairly straightforward. This one was pretty easy.
Yeah, so it's kind of odd that she asked, what's that?
I guess she's just tuned them out at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's episode 47. A lot of interesting things here.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff here.
I mean, a Digimon trying to reclaim its memories. Well, we have sometimes seen that from partner Digimon. They at least keep some of their memories. They at least know who their partner is still, way back in the original adventure.
And then they get them all back at the end of Try.
Yeah. And even in Data Squad, when Biomon got deleted and came back.
And the Meteormon is the Gansumon,
yeah. So this is a thing that's happened. It's been a discussion. But yeah, a Digimon doing these kinds of experiments, trying to regain power that way, not through Digivolutions.
The normal battle kind of thing, yeah.
Finding other way. There's so much. Digitizing human souls and manipulating them. These memory seeds. You could do something with any of this.
Yeah.
But this is Ghost Game.
And you won't.
And we know it won't.
Yeah, I mean, it had good horror elements right up into the end where... just pull them apart. How? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Magic.
What are we going to do about the mad scientist? I'll just give him to the cat.
Yeah.
You'll never have to worry about it again.
I mean, oh my gosh, if Datamon got left with Mummymon, you know, good and bad things could happen from that.
Good and bad, yeah.
Could happen from that. But yeah, none of that. Because it's Ghost Game.
Yep.
So, I mean, episode 48, we're like 6-7 episodes from the end now, so, you know, big things are happening. Maybe?
Maybe? I doubt it.
Look like it.
No.
The White Bride. And we see Ruli in a wedding dress.
I'm guessing she's a bridesmaid or something.
Yeah, but
or
part
someone
of
else who looks like... Someone who looks like the bride.
Yeah. But and there's many... Yeah, you see another one that looks like an older woman who also is in a dress. So she's probably the actual bride. Unless Ruli's being a decoy. But don't be a decoy in this season. That usually has not gone well.
More times than not, that goes poorly.
So yeah, but it's all like, what if your happiest day went into the depths of the underworld?
The darkest world, yeah.
And it seems like fungus.
Some kind of fungal Digimon, yeah.
I mean, we saw Mushroomon earlier in this season. And
but
he's only a rookie.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like he'd be tough enough to do all this.
Yeah.
But then again, what did Dracomon do in episode 3? Regardless.
There was a Dracomon?
Yeah, he showed up twice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was thinking Dragomon. Not Dracomon. Yeah. That's why. I'm like, what? So yeah, I don't remember this season. I'm trying to make it more interesting than it is. And, yeah.
Looks like it connects the bridal party.
So it looks like just another Monster of the Week episode, because, well, that's all this season is. So, I think that wraps us up for episode 47 of Digimon Ghost Game. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Digimon content from us. And just remember, everyone, to be awesome. Until the next one, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.